little bit about setting up a Hallelujah kitchen. What are you going to do? How are you going to do this? And what appliances do you need? And what all do you need in a Hallelujah kitchen? Well, I'm going to tell you one thing you don't need. Do you see anything that's missing in this kitchen? Yeah, you got microwaves, number one. Cookie jars, yeah, that's for sure. However, you can fix good cookies. You can. You can. What about a stove? I mean, I'm not saying take your stove out of your kitchen, but what I am saying is you're not going to use it much. You'll use it some, but you're not going to use it as often as you have been. But yeah, the microwave is not a good thing to cook our foods in because it changes the whole molecular structure of our foods. So we do not want to put things in a microwave when we are not getting the same thing out that we put in. Okay? I know, that's sad, isn't it? Man, I know. Well, I'm just taking everything away from you guys tonight, aren't I? So anyway, before we share what the Hallelujah Kitchen looks like, I want us to take a look at, let's take a look at Adam and Eve's climate. Okay, let's look at them. First off, it had a warm climate, right? Second off, it was out in the outdoors. It was a garden. It was available 24/7 for picking and harvesting. Also, all their food was plant-based, and they consumed it in a natural raw form as served by nature. They didn't go cook their foods. They didn't go kill animals. Well, there were no animals back then, not in the garden. They didn't kill animals back then to have for meat. That was later on. Okay, so, but what it is I'm trying to get across is that we've come so far from the original diet that God gave mankind. And we've got to get back to the garden. We've got to get back to doing the things we know to do to keep our bodies healthy and well. Most of our grandparents, what did they do? They lived on, yeah, and farms. You know, we even then we've come so far because even then, I don't care if you had cows or whatever out there, they were grazing on the grass. They weren't being filled with all these antibiotics and all this hormones and all this. And the chickens, they were running free, they were eating free. We don't do that anymore. They want to get them stuffed and they want to get them grown so they can take them to market, you know, so that they can kill us faster, is what I say. Anyway.
Isn't it kind of amazing in such a short amount of time, though, how much our eating habits have changed? I mean, when I was I'm young, I'm only 48, but I mean, everything we ate came out of the garden.
The garden.
Whether it was winter or summer. I mean, I know you're not supposed to cook anything, but she can. And so,
right.
You know, even what meat we had that my folks raised.
Exactly. That's true. I mean, it is. And it's like they were saying in here, it says, during World War II, many left the farms and they moved to the cities. And they began working in factories where they obtained a paycheck which was used to purchase their daily bread, which was food. Families leaving the farm was a sad day in many ways. Food was no longer farm fresh, organic, and no longer was exercise labor necessary to obtain it. So it took away a lot of things from us, you know, by not going to the farms anymore and not being able to grow our own gardens. The first thing out of the norm is that sometimes people have 2 refrigerators or an extra large one. And because the predominant part of our diet is raw, which is plant-based foods, we need lots of cold storage space for our fruits and vegetables. So we do have a stove in the Hallelujah Kitchen, like I said, we do, but we don't use it as often as we usually do now. So it just doesn't receive a lot of usage, is what I'm saying. There is a lot of counter space in this kitchen. As you will see, we don't have a lot of counter space, but we're going to show you as much as we can here. We have counter space, we have cabinets, and they are, whatever there's in there, we don't know. But we have a lot of space for preparation for raw food, okay, is what we're trying to get across. So you can see that our cabinets are stored with our B-flax D, our probiotics, our digestive enzymes, and then we've got our good foods that are up there in our jars, so we put in there. We don't see any. What do you not see in there? Sugar. Okay, sugar. What else? Flour, salt. Canned goods maybe? Box goods? You'll never find that in a Hallelujah Kitchen. Now, however, you can do canned beans as long as they are organic. Okay, canned beans are okay as long as they're organic. Canned mushrooms, things like that, I don't have a big problem with. But we want to try to do as fresh as possible whenever possible, okay? On the other one, we've got a bunch of spices. And your kitchen's going to be loaded with lots of spices. And we don't have as many as I would in my home, but we have quite a few up there that we use here. And then also a Hallelujah Kitchen, a juicer is used daily. So you're going to have a juicer for sure. You want a juicer in your kitchen. And the next thing that you're going to use, you can use the Champion or Green Star juicer, are used by many Hallelujah fans. The juicer is a single gear, or the single most important and used appliance in the Hallelujah Kitchen. So your juicer is going to be used quite a bit, okay? And it's also going to be the dominant thing that is going to remove your fiber from your foods. Okay. The increases the percentage of nutrients reaching cellular level, so we definitely want to have a juicer in our kitchen. Another thing you're going to want to do is load your refrigerator with lots and lots of raw vegetables. Carrots, celery, spinach, kale, things that you're going to use for your juicer and your salads. You're going to load your refrigerator. If I had a refrigerator here, I have one in the other room, but it's loaded with lots of vegetables because that's what we serve here, okay? And fruits. The next appliance that you really want to have in your kitchen, and I would say would be a Vitamix Turbo Blender. And this is the king of the king juicer, but I'm telling you what, you will love it. And once you get it, you won't want to use anything else. We can get these for you. We can get the juicers for you. Anything that you're seeing here, we can actually order for you. The blender's around 400 and some. Yeah, they're not cheap. Yeah.
Do you have a payment plan for that?
A payment plan? I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't, because we order from a company that won't let me do that, but yeah. The Vitamix blender is so that's one of the things that you would like to have. Food processor is your next, which is, you can point that out, Eileen, a food processor. This is something you're going to use very much. You can chop up all your vegetables in there. You can make raw pies in there. You can make, oh gosh, anything. And you do a lot in that.
Dreamy creamies?
Yeah.
Well, sometimes.
Dreamy creamies are made from you can make ice cream from this. That's what we do with our Dreamy creamies. That's what we use this for here. Okay, and that's made from raw fruits. It's made from frozen bananas and frozen strawberries, frozen blueberries, whatever. You put them through there, you put a little bit of sweetener in there, and this is how we make them here. You can top them with maple syrup, with nuts and walnuts, all kinds of different things. Carob chips. You just kind of make your own ice cream, and it's awesome, and it tastes like ice cream. And then the next thing we would have here if we had one, would be our Excalibur. It is a dehydrator, which is awesome if you can afford one, if you can get one. It's awesome to have in your kitchen, because then you can dehydrate your foods, and there's so many good things you can make with those. I don't have one of those right now, but I plan on someday, because you can make crackers and snacks and bread, and entire meals can be made with a hydrator. And we made these one time, we made these sun burgers, and they were made out of the carrot pulp that we used from our juicer. And they were awesome. They taste great. So anyway, in addition to that, you want to have a good knife set. Always got to have good knives, because you're going to be cutting up all the time. And then of course, measuring spoons, and then you want your measuring cups, things like that. Your basics. What else do we use in here? Garlic press. A garlic press is really good to have, and so is a
Slow cooker for the soups.
yeah, slow cooker, like the crock pot. You definitely want to have one of those. And another neat thing is the lemon and the lime squeezer. It squeezes. Yeah, that's very handy to have, and you're going to be doing a lot of that too. So. Anyway, and also, if you do choose to get flaxseed and grind your own, you would get a coffee grinder for that and grind your own flaxseed up. However, you can buy it at the store too, and it's already ground. So whichever one you want to do. Can you give me the beef flaxseed? The B-Flax-D is another product that I'll get you in just a second, is what we carry. And it's got your B12 in there, got your D3 in there, D3 1000, and your flaxseed is all mixed in one. And this is a good way to get both of those through the day. So we don't do a whole lot of supplementing. You might pull down our other stuff that we do supplement. We do the B-Flax-D if you want to do that. We don't say you have to do that. That's on your own. But we do do a B12, B6 folic acid to replace. We don't want to get deficient in B12. And without eating meat, you could get a little deficient in B12. So you want to take this and it's sublingual. You always want the mecobalamin kind, the one that starts with the M, not the C, not the I can't ever say it, colobun. Anyway, you want the one that begins with the M. And this one we carry as well. We carry all these products. These are what I recovered off of. This is all we do. We don't do anything else. If you run to the health food store and you start buying something for this and for that and for this and that, you're going to start throwing your body out of balance. You're going to create deficiencies instead of helping yourself. So we don't do a lot of supplementation at all. We do basic probiotics to keep your gut and your flora moving good in your colon and in your intestines, and we do digestive enzymes to keep, because we lose our enzymes as we age. So we got to replace them with digestive enzymes, and you take those with meals. And then the other thing we do is a cleanse. When somebody comes in to see me, I'll put them on a 3-month cleanse with fiber cleanse. It'll start cleansing all your organs out. It'll get rid of parasites and yeast and things like that. So this is really all we do right here. That's about it, folks. And sometimes if you need a vitamin D3, we'll get you one, but it depends. A lot of people are deficient in vitamin D3. And how many do you know the reason for that? Or think you know the reason for that? Well, we don't get out of the sun enough, for one.
Our poor soil, our bad soil.
And bad soil, but also we wear what? Sunscreen. And our bodies are not absorbing the D3 from the sun anymore. And another reason people think, well, we can't get in the sun because we're going to get skin cancer. The only people that I know that get skin cancer are the ones that eat a sad American standard diet. When you eat a raw plant-based diet, you will not get skin cancer. It has nothing to do with the sun. It has to do with the way we're eating. So it always goes back to diet and nutrition. So what we say around here is let food be your medicine. You don't need anything else. It's so simple. It's so easy. Juice your foods. Eat your raw and do a little bit of cooked. And there you got it. The Hallelujah Diet Plan, and that is what's going to bring your body into excellent health. And you'll stay that way. Comparing a Hallelujah kitchen to God's original kitchen, food served in God's original kitchen was raw and organic. Most of the food served in the Hallelujah kitchen is also raw and organic. The food served in God's kitchen was available just for picking and harvesting, and many of the choices that we choose with the Hallelujah diet is through the picking and the harvesting of raw vegetables and plant foods. So you can see that another place to go to would be the farmer's market. Does anybody go to the farmer's market? That's a good place to go to get them. Dillon's carries a lot of organic produce now. You can get organic produce there. I do want to mention one more thing, and then I'm going to open it up for question and answer. But one thing is that when we eat foods with pesticides on them, it paralyzes our bodies. So when we're out there eating foods that are not organic, now if you bring them home, if you just absolutely cannot do organic, and sometimes there's not all organic to get out here either, then take them home and wash them as good as you can. You know, just wash them as best you can, because that is paralyzing your system and you're going to get sick from that sooner or later. Now, so organic is best if you can do it. And you know, people say, well, organic's so expensive and it's too expensive to eat this way. And I'm just going to answer that with, you know, two things. If you cut out everything else you're eating, all the box canned and goods and all those things, and meat and dairy, then it's no more expensive. It's no more expensive at all. Also, what is your health worth to you? That's what I need to ask you. Because you know what? I've been sick. I've been there. And I've done that. And I don't want to do it again. And nobody could get me go back to the American diet in 100 years. I don't care. You pay me $1 million, forget it. I don't want it. I want to be healthy. I want to feel good every single day of my life. And I want to live to be 120, but I want to live to be healthy. Okay. So.